I wanted to make this video and really recap on what happened last week, what happened on Friday. And before I do, I read an interesting comment this evening down below on the last video. Somebody commented, says this: lost my job, 3 young ones at home, please pray for me. And I will ask every one of you watching this video tonight to pray for this individual. And there are so many people now that are in jeopardy of losing jobs, or who have lost jobs, who have kids, who have mortgages, who have car payments, who have utility bills. And these people are getting in very, very big trouble. And I ask that you keep all these people in prayer, whether you know them or you don't. You may have relatives, you may have family members in the same boat. We are all going to know people in this situation. The situation is about to get very, very bad. So as I open this video up, I ask that we remember people, especially during the holidays, whether it's people we know or don't know. Maybe if you have the means, the ability to maybe help somebody out, feed somebody, assist somebody somehow, that's what we need to be doing right now. There are a lot of people out there that are getting very, very scared, very desperate, and they're being ignored. And I make these videos daily so that we don't ignore the problems, and that you don't ignore the problems, so that you continue to prepare, so that you do not become a statistic of this collapse, so that you're not facing homelessness at some point. There are going to be an awful lot of people in this country who are going to be facing homelessness. And it wasn't that long ago when people were laughing when I said that. When we would go out and shoot videos, people would judge and laugh. And now those same people are staring themselves in the face, in a mirror, going, what am I going to do? I might be homeless. My family might be homeless. I don't know who this individual is, but I pray for this person, and I would like all of you to do the same. But we're going to see more people like this. And these are good people. These are probably really, really good people now who are losing jobs, and they don't have the resources or the money to get through this. So, I mean, words can't really describe, you know, when you talk to people who are in this situation, or when you read a comment like this, you put yourself in their shoes and you just go, wow, what would you do? 3 kids, a mortgage, car payment. What would you do? You know, this is why I've been begging people for 3-4 years to get ready for this, because this avalanche is going to be so big, and we are one snowflake away from this thing being set off. So let's make sure we pray for these people, and let's make sure that we give thanks for what God has given us. If you have a roof over your head today, if you ate, you know, 2-3 meals, if you have family, if you have friends, if you have a good church, if you have a job, you are so blessed. You are so blessed. And we take so much for granted. So let's not forget that. I want to get into a few of these articles that I was reading this weekend. And it's regarding FTX, this crypto exchange. This is a big, big problem. Article right here on CNBC. FTX says it's removing trading and withdrawals, moving digital assets to a cold wallet after $477 million suspected hack. Now, in other outlets, I read it was $650 million. But I bring this up because it is another prime example of, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. And I cannot believe the billions of dollars that have just been vaporized in this exchange. And we don't even know how deep it goes, how much money it really is, who's involved, the hedge funds, the pensions, the banks, who are invested in this. This is going to be a really, really big hit. And what's amazing is we just watched the market rally last week. What was it? I believe Thursday, where the Dow Jones was up over 1,200 points. NASDAQ was up over 760. Yet look at what is happening behind the scenes, and how much fraud, manipulation, criminality that's going on. And people knew this, and nothing was done. Between $1 billion and $2 billion of FTX customer funds have disappeared. SBF had a secret backdoor to transfer billions of dollars. Sam Bankman-Fried, this guy, he's going to be in very, very big trouble. But he transferred $10 billion to his sister company, Alameda, which is now under investigation by multiple regulators, including the Department of Justice as well as the Securities and Exchange Commission. So where is Sam tonight? Some people are saying he's not in the Bahamas like he claims, that he's actually in Argentina. So we'll find out what happens, but this guy could be on the run right now. He could be on the run with your money. It's just incredible the amount of people that were so gullible for all these cryptos, so trusting. But greed really plays with people's minds, mesmerizes people. They get into this utopia and they take huge risk. And it's not just the retail investor that took big risk. It's celebrities, it's athletes, it's hedge funds, it's banks, it's pensions, goes on and on and on. Another one from the hedge. FTX held just $90 million in liquid assets to $9 billion in liabilities. Typically, I think you're supposed to have about as much in liquid assets as in liabilities, about 50-50. But they knew about this, and yet nothing was done. Again, so many people duped, bamboozled, gullible, naive, hungry to make quick money. And this is the problem when people want to make quick money. It's called gambling, not investing. And so many people looked at the athletes, looked at the celebrities, like these people knew more than them. And you know, again, so many people rely on financial planners and you know, people to manage their money, when you have to really educate yourself now and know about where your money is, what you're investing in, where it's parked, because there are just too many unscrupulous people out there that are going to rip you off. And you have to be responsible for you now. You need to be your own central bank. And people think that other people are smarter than them, that these people that you pay money are going to invest your money and look out for your best interests when they're making money off of you. And if you lose money and you get wiped out, well, that's too bad for you. These people aren't going to be wiped out. You are, but you believe that they knew more than you. Yet, when we look at what happened in 2008, all the financial planners and all the money managers made a lot of bad decisions. I think that you really have to be responsible for you now and really take the time and know what you're investing in, where your money's at. Don't listen to Tom Brady or Giselle. You need to start listening to you. Why is Tom Brady smarter than you? He's going to take a huge hit. Giselle going to take a huge hit. Steph Curry going to take a huge hit. Many of these people that invested in cryptos are working tonight. They're Uber drivers, they're Lyft drivers. That's what they're doing now. These people who once thought they were, you know, millionaires or going to be multimillionaires, they're driving Lyft and Uber cars tonight to pay their bills. So be careful who you listen to. Here's another article right here. Tom Brady, Steph Curry, and Kevin O'Leary set to lose big from FTX bankruptcy filing. My question is, they're going to lose big. What about the people that they bamboozled into FTX? What about the people that they duped into buying into FTX? How much are they going to lose? Yeah, it's terrible. Tom Brady and Steph Curry and Kevin O'Leary, all multimillionaires, going to lose money. But what about the average person who made $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year and doubled down? I mean, look, at the end of the day, you are responsible for you. I can't really feel sorry for people who just, you know, got into this euphoric state of mind to gamble in this stuff when you knew nothing backed it. And you knew, I mean, you look at Celsius, you look at FTX, you look at all these crypto exchanges, different cryptos that have gone to zero. Many of them, we saw many of them being hacked, people's money being stolen, people not being able to access accounts, and so on. I just don't know how people could think that this was safe. And now people are locked out of their accounts. They can't get their money. So it's going to be an interesting week. It'll be an interesting, definitely an interesting week to see how this all plays out, how much damage is going to be done. But it's amazing how the markets just ignore this like nothing has happened and nothing is happening. It just, the markets just go on based on hope that, inflation is going to slow down. So we are 7.7% up, higher inflation now, right now as I make this video. Inflation is up 7.7% compared to a year ago. And since it wasn't 7.9 as expected, we came under a little bit under expectations, and because of that, the Dow Jones goes up over 1,200 points, and NASDAQ goes up over 760 points. This is not normal. These are violent swings, ladies and gentlemen. 36 basis points on the 10-year yield dropping in 24 hours. Violent swings. This is not normal. This is telling you right now something is very wrong. Things are broken. And let's not forget that they flooded the system with massive amounts of money, and this is why now we have inflation at historic highs, because they printed so much money and flooded the market and the economy with so much money. This has created massive inflation. It's not going to go away anytime soon. If you print nearly $7 trillion over a 30-month period, what in the world do you think was going to happen? Over 30% of US dollars in circulation in January of 2022 had been created in the previous months. Just in that 30-month period, we had created over 30% of US dollars in circulation in January of 2022. That's mind-blowing right there. Absolutely mind-blowing. And now we have this inflation monster running loose, and the Fed cannot get control of it while the U.S. government continues to spend money like a drunken sailor. Now we're going to pay the price, and we're going to pay a very, very severe price here, ladies and gentlemen. But again, over 30% of dollars in circulation in January 2022 had been created in the previous months. That's not normal, that's not healthy, and that is not going to go away anytime soon. It has caused massive inflation, and we are still causing inflation as we are sending tens of billions of dollars overseas, and as we're going to pass more bills like the inflation bill and spend $1 trillion to fight inflation, which absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. Absolutely incredible. I'm really speechless. I really am. Ports clogged with containers as world trade stumbles. There is not enough space now to park these empty containers. Remember last year, they couldn't get containers. Container prices were going through the roof. Now, they don't even know where to put these things. There are containers piling up everywhere across the globe. Now, I hate to say this, but at some point, it's going to get so bad in this country that Americans might be living in those containers. And I don't mean that in a joking way, but in all honesty, people may be living in those containers one day. This is how bad things are getting. Don't ignore the warning signs, ladies and gentlemen. This thing, I've never seen the economy this bad. I've never seen violent swings in the stock market like this. I've never seen investors use this much speculation and gamble this much. And it's not just the retail, it's institutional, it's institutions, it's hedge funds, it's pensions, gambling in all this garbage. And it's going to play out very, very bad for so many people. And when the hedge funds collapse, when the pensions collapse, and people's 401ks collapse, they're going to be in very, very big trouble. Disney, this on CNBC, Disney plans hiring freeze, layoffs, and cost cuts, according to a memo from CEO Bob Chapek. This after the company's stock hits a 52-week low. I believe that was on Thursday. I was just looking today online what it costs to get into Disneyland. It's over $100 just to get a ticket and go to Disneyland. Can you imagine a family of four, minimal, just $400 to $500 just to get in through the gates? Then, you know, you buy souvenirs, you buy food, you buy drinks. I mean, who can do this at this point? And somebody may write me and comment down below and say, hey, they were at Disneyland today and it's super busy. Okay, that's great. How are they paying for it? How are people paying for it? I still believe that people are going to continue to ignore all of this. As long as they have credit cards, they're going to continue to do what they do. They're not going to allow their standard of living to change. If they want to go to Disneyland, they're going to put it on a credit card, then so be it. That's what they're going to do. If they want to go out to dinner, they want to go to the bar, and they don't have money, they're going to just use their credit cards. How many people are going to finance their turkey dinners with a credit card this year? How many people will finance Christmas with a credit card this year? Most. So to me, it doesn't matter how busy Disneyland is or how busy a restaurant is. The question is, how are people paying for it and how much debt are they taking on in order to do it? This is no time, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, if you're struggling, if you don't really have the money, if you don't have a six-month cash reserve put away, you shouldn't be going to Disneyland. You shouldn't be buying extravagant gifts this Christmas. You shouldn't probably be going on weekend trips. You probably shouldn't be partying your money away. This is the time to hunker down. This is the time to make the sacrifice. It's been the time. The last 2 years, people should have been making the sacrifice for what's coming. But if you haven't, you better start today. Going to Disneyland, going to Vegas, partying your money away this weekend is not the answer. It's time to make the sacrifices, and it's time to prepare. MSN, Rob Kiyosaki, let me get my glasses on here. It's a little dark out. Rob Kiyosaki says that hot inflation will wipe out 50% of the U.S. population. What do you think about that? I mean, at least it'll wipe out 50% of the population financially. But he made a good point in this article. America has stopped producing products. All it produces now is bubbles. We now have bubbles in the stock market, bubbles in real estate. We have a bond market bubble. And what we're seeing happening right now in crypto is collapsing, ladies and gentlemen. It is collapsing. When the stock market collapses, so will people's 401ks. And people are reliant on these 401ks. And they're going to collapse along with pensions. When the markets collapse, the pensions collapse, the 401ks collapse, it's all collapsing. And heaven forbid we see a dollar collapse, because 99% of this country is not prepared for a dollar collapse. Bubbles will burst, Rob Kiyosaki says, and everything goes on sale. And I agree 100%. And make sure that you're putting away for the sales. Make sure that you're not out blowing your money, wasting your money. This is a time to be saving money, keeping your powder dry and gathering as much powder as you can. I apologize about the sprinklers in the background. I hope they're not making too much noise. But it's very important now. It's imperative that we're all preparing right now for what is about to come. And I wanted to just close on one last topic, and it's food. I went to one of the dollar stores last week, and they had sausage, Farmer John's sausage on sale. And we have fireworks tonight, too. A lot of noise. But I picked up about 5 packs. It was on sale for $1.29 a pack, maple-flavored sausage. And I know people are going to write me and tell me how bad it is for me, but I like bacon, I like sausage, and it is what it is. But be careful buying food right now. I bought 5 packets, all of them. The sausage was bad, terrible, tasted terrible. And I've been reading articles where people are buying bread and it's got mold on it. They're buying other types of food. It tastes funny, it's weird, they've had to throw it out. And so the dates, present dates, being sold at your grocery store, the dollar store, wherever, but the dates are present, but yet the food is old, it's stale, it tastes funny, or it's growing mold. So what is going on? Have any of you experienced this? And I have. I just recently experienced this last week, and I had to throw out the 5 packs of sausage. And the dates were good. The dates were good. So Are they just recycling this stuff? Are they just putting older food and just putting new dates on it? I have no idea. If you've experienced this, please comment down below. I'd like to know your thoughts on this, because I've never experienced this before. Very rare that I would ever, you know, buy something and it just tasted bad. Very rare. Every once in a while, you know, maybe over the years it's happened here or there, but I'm reading about this now becoming very common. And now that it just happened to me last week, I'm wondering if it's happened to any of you. So pay attention to stuff like that. We're watching shrinkflation take place, where you're paying more, getting less quality. And does less quality mean older food? So we have never been in a time like this. I mean, what's happening in the market, what's happening socially, what's happening with food, what's happening to the economy, everything just seems like it is breaking apart. And there is no doubt things are breaking, ladies and gentlemen. So prepare today, because we are going to see many more things break. And as they break, of course, we know that things socially begin to break. And this is when it gets really, really bad. So I'm going to leave it there today. God bless all of you. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. Share my videos everywhere. And please make sure you subscribe. Have a great weekend. God bless you all.